And next up, Callinex Mining, Max Porterfield, their president and CEO. Max.
Good afternoon. My name is Max Porterfield. I'm the president and CEO of Callinex Mines. We're a leading Canadian zinc junior within established mining districts. Trade on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the ticker CNX, as well as OTCQX in the United States under the ticker CLLXF. To really understand the company that we are today, it takes a moment to take a look back at our company's history. We've got a long history in the base metal space, predominantly in the northern Manitoba and the Flin Flon Greenstone Belt, where it's one of the top 10 VMS base metal districts globally. Had a number of economic discoveries through the company's history. Most notably, the 777 mine was discovered in 2004 is when it went into production. The company started receiving a very large royalty stream at that time. And then in 2011, it was split into two entities. Callinan Mines became Callinan Royalties, was acquired by Altius later on. And then Callinex received the exploration portfolio in the company at that time. Management changed in 2014 when I joined the company. We focused the company into base metals exploration, and we're very patient in doing so and looking for opportunities. We marked the bottom of the zinc cycle in December 2015 and began really aggressively looking for other more advanced stage assets that were zinc focused, zinc dominant deposits, and wanted to maintain in Canada where there's tier 1 jurisdiction as well as proximity to existing infrastructure that make up these known mining camps. In April of that year, we acquired 3 deposits in 2 transactions. It was really cheap option calls on zinc with the zinc prices at the time and just coming off of 70 cents a pound, and really started advancing them mid last year. In terms of just a quick overview of the corporate history, kind of the corporate overview, we've got 84 million shares outstanding, trading on 27 cents a share Canadian, giving us a $23 million market cap. We have $5 million in cash in the treasury, giving us roughly a $17-18 million enterprise value. Some of our largest shareholders include Resource Capital Funds as well as the Sprott Group. And we also have liquidity, trading roughly 300,000 shares a day on average. In terms of our technical team is made up of long and storied careers in base metal exploration in Canada. Our chairman, Mike Maslowski, is a member of the Canadian Mining Hall of Fame, attributed with the Trout Lake discovery, which is a very large zinc gold base metal discovery he discovered in 1982. Jim Pical, Alan Valls, both were recipients of the Bill Dennis Award for the Lawler Lake and 777 discoveries, also in Flin Flon, Manitoba. So collectively, our team's been accredited with the discovery of 3 of the 4 largest base metal mines in the Flin Flon Greenstone Belt. And J. Joe O'Donnell, who's also a consulting geologist for the company, most recently left, it was VP Exploration at the Howards Pass zinc deposit in the Northwest Territories, which is one of the largest undeveloped zinc deposits in the world. In terms of our portfolio, we have early stage exploration assets in Flin Flon, and then again we acquired the 3 deposits in Eastern Canada. All of the deposits in portfolio that we have today in the company is really around known jurisdictions. We have that infrastructure. The resources start at or near surface, and it gives significant upside to rising base metal prices in particular. The flagship project of the company that we'll focus on presentation today is our NASH Creek project. As it stands, we've just updated the resource. It's a 13.6 million ton in the indicated category, 5.6 million tons in the inferred category, for a total of 19.5 million ton resource, grading just over 3% zinc equivalent. Primarily, it's a zinc deposit with lead and silver credits. This comes on the heels of a very successful exploration campaign that started mid last year, concluded in December, whereby which the resource when we acquired it collectively was a 9.1 million ton resource. So that shows the significant upside at the property at NASH Creek. What's also very unique about the deposit is that it's an open pitable resource, is how we're approaching it with our upcoming PEA. So if you look on a global basis, 85% of global zinc production comes from underground mining. So it's very rare that you have an open pit operation and then even more rare so that you have an open pit operation right next to a highway and down the road from some world-class infrastructure. We're going to be, again, you can see here on the long section how near surface it is. We just got done expanding the resource to the north. That was where the majority of the resource that we added was from the most recent resource update. The throughput we're forecasting to come into our PEAs in between 15 to 20 million tons of open pitable mineralization. And then the head grade to the mill between 5 to 7% zinc equivalent, and that's by utilizing dense media separation, where previous test work has insinuated to be amenable to that. And you also have good recoveries with over 90% recovery in zinc and 80% for lead. In terms of the infrastructure that I mentioned, really can't get much better than this. It's a couple blocks away from a provincial highway that you can see in the top left corner of your screen here. And again, there's a high voltage power line that runs adjacent to that highway. It's 25 kilometers to Glencore's Brunswick lead smelter, with a rail line going directly to their zinc smelting operation in Quebec. It's got a deep water port to also be able to take it to market in other directions and other ways, as well as a coal-fired power plant right there in the area. And it is located about 100 kilometers away by existing roadway to the Caribou Mill that's operated and owned by Trevally. So again, infrastructure is absolutely a strength for the property. As you can see here, these are some part of our recent exploration success, where again we drilled just over 55 holes there from mid last year to the end of last year. That's been in the updated resource that I noted there. What we really did is, historically, it had been explored by Falconbridge. They dropped the property due to low metal prices. And then it was picked up by a junior called Slam Exploration, who just did a significant amount of infill drilling, which you can see by the drill density down in the Hickey portion of the deposit. But again, zinc went out of favor. They were able to really fund to move the project forward. And we picked it up at sub 80 cent zinc, and we began moving it forward when we felt zinc prices were going to really work out in this project's favor. So the PEA that we're approaching on the property is going to be done at $1.25 zinc, where we think long term is going to be an area where zinc will be priced longer term. Right now it's at $1.45 with above ground inventories having dwindled. So again, we expanded the deposit 600 meters north. The project remains open for expansion of the deposit, and in general it's a small footprint on the much broader land package that we have. So we've drilled 2.1 kilometers roughly strike length of the Nash Creek deposit, but the project portfolio, the project itself, is 20 kilometers in strike length. It's only had 10 to 12 drill holes roughly on the project outside of the immediate deposit area. And you can see some grab samples at the surface here. So moving forward at the property, we're looking to do some exploration to continue to add resources at the deposit to continue to expand that. We're also going to be conducting some regional exploration. We've most recently completed a airborne mag survey over the deposit area. If that proves valuable for us in terms of targeting, we'll expand that to other areas. We'll also, this summer in June, be commencing a regional exploration with the soil sampling program, selective IP, to go along with the drilling campaign. And we're also going to be publishing in the nearer term a maiden PEA on the property in May, which is just a couple weeks away. And I think that'll really put some potential economics for investors to really understand what is the potential for this property. Also in the area is going to be Superjack. Superjack's a 3.6 million ton, grading 4.6% zinc equivalent resource. That's 15 kilometers away from the Brunswick number 12 mine, which is one of the largest it was the largest underground zinc mine in the world till it shut down in 2013. That kind of helped lead to the supply constraint we have in the zinc space today. The project area encompasses both the Caribou Horizon and the Brunswick Horizons, which have on average a 15 to 20 million ton deposit size. And we'll be following up in this summer on drilling at zinc zone that we discovered that we only had 2 holes into last year, but where we really focused efforts was on increasing the size of the Nash Creek deposit. In the upcoming PEA, there will be some early feed, high-grade open pitable feed that will be coming and being trucked to the mill that will be located at Nash Creek from Superjack. And again, that'll be coming out in May. So kind of summarize opportunity at Callinex, we've got a very strong technical team that's got a renowned experience in base metal exploration in Canada. We've got a tight capital structure, finance for exploration programs going forward, a near-term catalyst with a PEA coming out next month. Again, that's a maiden PEA on the property, as well as advanced exploration occurring starting in June of this year. And again, we've got a very much broader project portfolio that encompasses additional zinc resources in the ground in Tier 1 jurisdictions with proximity to infrastructure. Thanks so much.